Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of America's Daily Audit. You know, a bunch of noise and music. That's what's happening. Oh shit, my bad. How's everybody doing today, y'all? How's everybody doing today? Are we loading up here? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. How's everybody doing? How we looking? How we looking here? How we looking here? She said meow. How's everybody doing? Uh-oh. I hate when it does this to me. Mute. How's everybody doing? We got 4 people. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. How's everybody doing today? Today is episode 2 of Daily Audit. It is December 31st, 2025. Last episode of the year? What? Hey, you can't have none of that. I mean, you can have a little, but don't tell them. You know. How's everybody doing today? I appreciate y'all for coming out. I'm super excited to have another episode of the Daily Audit. Back to back to back, like I'm giving your mom back shots. Anyways, let's get right to it. First story of the day. The first story that... You good, bro? Chill out. You chill out. First story of the day. The first story of the day is the House Oversight Committee, as well as the Government Reform Committee. They're actually going to be looking... They announced they're going to be looking into daycare scams that have been going on. They're going to be taking a look at the daycare scams, and they will be having a hearing on the 7th of January, as well as another hearing on February 10th. So they are going to be looking at those Somali daycare scams. So yeah, they're going to be looking into those. Nick Shirley did his job. He surely did his job. So that's the first story of the day. I'm glad they're going to be looking into that. That's a huge issue. They're also going to be looking into something else, which we'll address here later on in the show. But they'll be looking at more than just the scamming. They'll be looking at a few other things, which we'll address in the show. Another big story that I really want to talk about tonight, it's a sickening story. Israel is to block dozens of aid groups from giving aid to Gaza. They're citing security needs. They're saying that there's specific security needs that they must meet. They've said that the people who are giving aid has said that these security needs are just ridiculous. They're basically impossible to do their job and abide by the security needs that the Israel government is requesting. So basically, they're going to be taking out a bunch of organizations, including Doctors Without Borders. And this is definitely, it's going to end up crippling their aid and humanitarian efforts in Gaza to basically zero. Which really, it's undermining the ceasefire that America worked so hard to get, spent so much money to get, and was obviously manipulated by Benjamin Netanyahu into thinking that we could have a ceasefire or that we could make any progress whatsoever. I don't know why we thought that. As it stands, he's basically just undermining everything. Hey. So he's just undermining the whole ceasefire for no reason. I don't know why he's doing that. There's no need to do that, but he is. So basically, more Gazans will starve because of this. A lot more than they were. So it's going to get much worse for them. And the only way to prevent that is to prevent Israel from doing what they're doing. But Trump won't do that because he doesn't have a single fucking nut underneath his dick. So he won't bother doing that because his nuts are in Benjamin Netanyahu's purse. Very gay. I don't know. It's just, if you ask me, it's really just an excuse for Israel to then break the ceasefire so they have an excuse to keep waging genocide on the Palestinian people because honestly, I'm just gonna say it: the Israeli government are just genocidal fucking freaks, genocidal bloodthirsty freaks. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? I'm independent, bitch. INDEPENDENT, bitch. Independent. Probably spelled that wrong, but fuck you, Israel. Anyways, on to our next story. This year, the New Year's ball drop. We gotta come. Oh, welcome in, Justin. This year, the New Year ball drop will be done not just once, but twice this year. There'll be 2 ball drops. Just like you when you were 13. There'll be 2 ball drops. There'll be one at the usual time, and one a little later at about 12:04. They'll have a ball drop at around 12:04. And that's to signify America 250. America's 250th birthday celebration. They're celebrating the whole year, baby. So at 12:04, they will drop the second ball, just like you when you turned 14. They'll drop the second ball, and then they'll begin the year for the celebration. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty cool. All right, now on to the less covered stories. What do we got here? Oh yeah. So yesterday, December 30th, they had a mother in California. They forced her to exhume her son's dead body due to it was like a civil dispute or a lawsuit dispute. But yeah, they forced her to basically dig up her own body, her own son's body. Good old California, baby. What else do they got up there in California? Oh yeah, California has also delayed the cancellation of over 17,000 CDLs after a lawsuit was brought by immigrants of about a bunch of the immigrants that were having their CDLs revoked. I don't know why. I think it's like a safety issue thing because a lot of immigrants have been behind semi-truck deaths. It's been pretty bad. Not my monkey, not my circus. Here's another big news story today. The U.S. Supreme Court has announced. They're not doing anything. They're just announcing that they're gonna probably maybe do something. But they announced that it will soon decide whether to take up Alaska's ongoing battle over federal subsistence fishing rights. This could have a major impact on the indigenous community as well as resource management, and it could reshape environmental policy. So, as I understand, there's a battle ongoing in Alaska over fishing rights of indigenous communities, as well as I think it's commercial. I think there might be a battle there. I'm not 100% sure on that. I didn't have the exact amount of time to look up everything on it. But from what I gather, that's what it is. And not good. Not good. Not good. Oh, there goes my guard cat. Going to see what that was. Should I have waited longer to get started? I feel like there's nobody in here. Is there anybody in here? Are y'all here? Did y'all die? Oh, I hate when it does this. Why does it do this to me? There we go. We're only 9 minutes in. I should probably slow down on my stories too. What is going on outside? I hate living in the hood, man. I hate living in the ghetto. Can't even do a show without getting killed. Might as well be living in fucking Chicago, y'all. Might as well be living in Chicago here. Swear. I swear. Here's another one. Austin police officer Christian Taylor was acquitted on an appeal after his high-profile shooting back in 2020 of a mentally ill suspect. He was acquitted on all charges. America. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. There's a small plane crash in Chesapeake County. It kills one, as well as an early morning fire in South Austin, Texas. They're both tied to safety issues and safety regulations that have been bypassed, but of course, because everybody's worried about their New Year, their end of the year recap, they don't give a fuck about anything like this, so they're too worried about their end of the year recap. And then we got a little bit of news. Regarding some immigration news. We've already zoomed through the news. It's been 10 minutes. Holy shit, I need to slow it down. It's been like, what, 10 minutes, y'all? I need to slow it down. Slow it down. I drank this energy drink, bro. This shit's got me zooming. Boom, boom, boom. Absolutely delicious, y'all. Absolutely delicious. Anyways, back to the news. So, the U.S. government has announced that they are auditing immigration cases involving potential denaturalization after they found fraud committed in their cases. A lot of them have fraud in there. So they are looking, a move that could, here we go. Citizens for potential denaturalization, a move that could strip citizenship from those found to have committed fraud during the process. Civil rights groups, of course, have complained about this and said that it's not right. Apparently, civil rights groups, that means that civil rights groups support fraud. That's what that means. That means that you have groups in America that are openly supporting fraud in your nation, in your country. They're openly saying, yeah, no, this fraud is okay. This fraud is fine. No problem. It sucks. It sucks. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird that we live in a time where, hey, how's it going? How's it going, D? Welcome in, D. We're just talking about the news here. But it sucks that we live in a time where civil rights groups say that deporting people who applied for citizenship used fraud in their applications. They had fraud in their applications. It is apparently inhumane, they say, to then deport those people who had fraud in their applications. I don't think that's inhumane. I think that's what you should do. I think that's what any country should do. If you lie to get where you want to be, you should not be allowed to be where you want to be. It's pretty simple. Another one here. The U.S. Embassy in India has warned against illegal immigration attempts amid H-1B visa delays. There's been a lot of delays in H-1B visas because there's actually been a lot of debate on H-1B visas. I think H-1B visas are absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason we need H-1B visas. We really don't. There's more than enough American-based people to fill those jobs. They just don't want to pay to fill those American jobs. That's what it comes down to. They have no desire to pay the American people. So instead of paying the American people, they bring in people from other countries who are paid shittily where they're from. And then so a little bit of a handout from here, a little bit of they go from making fucking $6 an hour to do brain surgery to making like $20 an hour to do brain surgery. And they're like, holy fuck, yeah, this is amazing. It's not amazing. Certain jobs should be paid certain wages, and certain wages are needed. I mean, I've said it a million times, I'll say it again. The average American income is $66,000. The average price of the American home is $435,000. Do you see a discrepancy? You want to have a car? $52,600. $52,600 for your average brand new vehicle. I just don't see how we win. I just don't see how we can win as a nation. And we're at home struggling, we're at home drowning, and they're throwing lifesavers to the other countries who are just chilling on there. There's other countries who are on lifeboats right now. Okay, I'm going to put this in perspective. We're all out in the ocean right now. We're all out in the ocean. The American people's boat is sinking, right? Right now, the American people, all the American people are on this boat, and it's sinking. Right? And the American government is on their own boat. They're on their own separate boat. And they see us drowning. The American people are actively drowning. Some of us have already died from lack of floaties, money. Some of us are swimming as hard as we can, and we're going to die next. And they see us over there drowning. Then they look over here in their peripheral and they say, oh, fuck. Israel over here is on their life raft, and they're doing fine. They're not drowning, they're not sinking, none of that. But we're gonna throw them some life raft. We're gonna throw them some fucking floaties. We're gonna throw them some floaties. Make sure they stay afloat. There's only so many floaties, by the way. Then they look over at Ukraine, they're not drowning yet, but they're part of their boat's underwater, and they're getting shot at by Russia. They're throwing them floaties. They're throwing them floaties for when they go under, if they do, or so they don't. Still looking at the American people drowning. Still no floaties for us. It literally hurts me to think about the fact that we live in a country that puts... I'm literally about to cry. It puts other people, other countries, before the people here who pay in to create all of the wealth that the government has. Our government has more money tied up into one bill, than you or me will ever see in our life or hold in our life. Think about that. One bill has more money tied up into it than you or I will ever have in our entire lifetime. How can you not be radicalized? How can you not be upset? How can you not be angry? How can you not be angry? Hearing that they're sending more money to these countries than you will ever see or touch in your life. But I'm just supposed to be okay with it. I'm just supposed to be okay with it. No, it's fine. No, don't worry about it. Keep sending them money. They need it. They need it. They're struggling over there. They're struggling over there with their free health care, and every citizen under the age of 18 has a investment account with their parents and the government. No, they're struggling. They need it, guys. They need it. They need it over there bad. You can leave the live. It doesn't change where we stand. You people can leave the live time and time again and not stay, and you can leave me here alone talking to myself in a corner. Doesn't change where we are. In fact, the only way it changes where we are is if you stay and you don't leave me talking in a corner. So, I mean, really, it's up to you. You can leave me in this corner, and I'll talk to myself until I'm blue in the face. Or you can share the live, you can spread the live, and you can get me out to everyone else who needs to see this. And only then will we start to have change. Because out of all of us, including you and me, including you watching this live, out of all of us, I seem to be the only one with enough fucking balls underneath my dick to stand up. I'm the only one here with the live stream talking about what the fuck's going on. What the fuck's going on in Israel? What the fuck's going on in America? I don't see anyone else doing it. So like I said, y'all can keep leaving the live. Y'all can keep blowing me off, and it doesn't matter. It's just politics. It's just political bullshit that he's talking about. No. I'm talking about our life here. I'm talking about our future here. So like I said, you can leave me in this corner and it will do nothing. Nothing will change. Nothing will get better. It'll get worse. And when the time comes, you'll just be fucked. Or you can hang out, chat with me, we can talk it out, and we can come up with a plan together. We can share this plan. We can share it with your friends, share it with your family. That's who you should be sharing this shit with, the people you care about. Because when it goes downhill, you're going to want to know what to do. Or we can just save it from going downhill before it gets there. I mean, we honestly can. We honestly can stop this. We don't have to. Did you know we don't have to doomsday prep? Did you know we don't have to prepare for the worst? We don't have to go live off grid. We don't have to do homesteading. We don't have to build buses and vans and live in those just so we're ready when shit goes to fuck. We don't have to do that. We could actually just fix it. We could actually just fix it. How do we fix it? We do that by not voting for a single person who takes $1 from AIPAC. If they take even a single fucking penny from AIPAC, they don't get your vote. I don't care if you're red. I don't care if you're blue. I don't care if you're purple. I don't care if you're a Jew. Not a single cent of AIPAC money should have gone to anybody you vote for. If you vote for a candidate just because they're Republican or Democrat and they took AIPAC money, you are just as much a part of the problem as those candidates are. Because they are just wide open with it. They're wide open with it. They tell you they're taking the AIPAC money. You know they're taking the AIPAC money. I share the videos on my Facebook all day long. I share the videos on Instagram all day long. I share the videos on Twitter, on X, on TikTok, everywhere, man. Everywhere. There's no fucking excuse for not being informed anymore. There's no fucking excuse anymore. If you vote for a candidate and they took AIPAC money, you are just as much in the wrong as they are. As if you took the money, as if you're living off the money. And you're not. I know you're not. You're struggling. All of you are. Everyone is. Everybody that is on my Facebook that follows me is struggling. I know you are. You can't lie to me. You can't lie to me. This shit's hard for everyone. And we're just supposed to pretend it's getting better. It's getting better! Orange Man said it's getting better! They haven't even reported. They haven't even reported the cost of most things. The cost of most things on the Federal Reserve inflation report weren't even on. They weren't even input. But yet we're at 2.8% inflation. No, we're higher than that. That's why they didn't even input all the data. If they input all the data, it would have automatically put us at the actual number, and then Trump would have looked bad. Shit's getting worse. We're in a K-shaped economy. What does that mean? What does a K-shaped economy mean? A K-shaped economy means that there is some economic growth, but there's also some economic decrease. People are losing money. Well, who's making money? Anybody in the tech sector is making money. Silicon Valley is making money. Your central banks are making so much fucking money. They're making money on loans. They're making money on NSF fees. They're making money on NSF fees or overdraft fees. They're making money on anything that hurts the American people. I just wonder when we're going to wake up. I beg the question, when are we going to wake up? Do we have anybody in the chat that wants to chat? Do we got anybody in the chat? Or is it just me? Where are we at? What's going on? Oh, I didn't even tell anybody we were live. Yo, we're live over on Facebook. Get your fucking ass over here. No. I've been live for 30 minutes already. I've already gone over the headlines. Now I'm just ranting. And I think you should hear this rant. Now. Facebook.com/Bryce Green. Bitch. Okay. Live in the newsroom. I'm back. Welcome back, D. Oh, here we go. Hi, Bryce. You would make a good YouTube news guy. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, man. If you go look on YouTube, I've been posting there. I posted that hour video. No, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be a news guy. Welcome in, everybody, by the way. But yeah. So, back to the rant. So, I mean, it's bad. They're not reporting the actual price of anything or entering the price of anything into our stat sheets. Our housing market is fucked. There's really no fixing it. He thinks building new houses will fix it. It won't. What will fix the housing market is going in and making BlackRock, Blackstone, State Street, making those corporations sell every investment property. It's not investment property. It's a fucking rail the American people in the ass with no lube property. They go in, they buy the houses, they put like 10 grand tops in the house, and then raise it 10 to 100 times more expensive on either the rent or the asking price of the house. They do this in places like Colorado. They do this in places like Texas. They do this in places like California. They've been doing this in places like, here lately now, they've been doing this in places like Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas. And if you look, all these places are having a harder time with finding reasonable housing or housing at all. Jesus, thank you. Or finding housing at all. That's on purpose. They raise the prices and then they keep raising them, to eventually people can afford it. And then they get so broke where they have to start paying fees, late fees, they gotta borrow money, and eventually they price those people who live in that place out. They price them out. Then they turn it into an elite town. Like they turn Colorado Springs into one of those towns. Colorado Springs, you can't even live in Colorado Springs unless you make like $1 million a month, at least. I'm pretty sure. Like it's bad. It's bad. A beautiful ski resort town just fucking demolished by these fucking corporations. It's hard. It's hard to want to be an American when this is what your future looks like. Like, honestly, if somebody like me doesn't get in office and make these actual radical, strong changes, then people my age will not be able to buy a house ever. If I get in office at 34, I can have our generation buying houses by 40. I know it's a long time still, but it's better than never owning a house. It takes time to fix bullshit. It really does. It just... Oh... Where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? Where do you guys think we went wrong? Leave in the chat. Where do you think we went wrong? What do you think is plaguing America right now? What is the number one issue? Why can't you afford groceries? Why can't you afford rent? Why can't you afford anything? Why are you living paycheck to paycheck? What's the reason? Let me hear it. Love to hear it. I'd love to hear your opinions. If you have any. Hey, what are you doing over there? Crazy. Come here. She's so crazy, y'all. She is so crazy, y'all. No answers. No answers. Alright, I'll tell you what I think the reason that what's killing America the most. The main thing killing America right now, I would say, it's a combination between, like I said, corporations buying houses and making it impossible to own a home, making home ownership impossible for my generation unless you have two incomes and you're both making good money and you have low outcomes, meaning like you have not a lot of shit to pay monthly, like a car note or anything like that. I think that's a huge issue. Number two, I think the second biggest issue probably would have to be the price of vehicles, the price of transportation in 2025. It costs some people 50 to 75% of their income just on their vehicle. I mean, there's people paying $700 on their car monthly before their car insurance payment. Some people make $1,000 a month. Some people make $2,000 a month. Some people make $3,000. Some people make $4,000. But my point is, it's to the point where it's not sustainable for the regular person anymore. And it's come to this thing where it's like a culture of shaming. It's like, oh, too bad, brokey. Make more money. Work harder. No. Not everybody should have to work their fucking life away to have basic necessities like a car when they, like, let's be honest. In some places, a car is necessity. In some places, you have to have a car or you can't get the shit you need. It's not, they don't make walkable cities. And when they do talk about making walkable cities, you guys get all paranoid and say it's New World Order and they're going to fuck me in the ass because I can walk to my fucking Walmart instead of having to have a 30-minute drive. Done broke out Kermit D. Frog on your dumb ass. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you guys are so paranoid about the wrong thing. 15-minute cities so they can herd us up into a group and kill us all. But you have no issue with fucking all of your money going to every other country but yours? This has been going on since the 70s. I'm 25 years old. I turned 18 in 2018. That means I could start really having an opinion on this in 2018, right? It's been, 2018, 2019, 2020. That's 2 years. Add another 5 because it's 2025. 7 years it took me to get to this point where I'm speaking out and screaming at the rooftops, at the ceilings. I'm screaming, I'm yelling this, I'm telling this shit to every person I see in public. Like, every person I see in public, the conversation gets to, doesn't it bother you about how all of our money goes out to different countries? Some countries even have free healthcare and investment accounts for their citizens under the age of 18. I always bring it to that because it pisses me off. It took me only 6 years, and this has been going on for forever. But it's just like, it bothers me that you people have not said a single word about this until now. It's kind of starting to make an uproar. It's just like, we're in our 250th year in the nation in 2026, but we're just now saying something about it. That's why we're in the boat we're in. That's why we are in the boat we are in. Did you know we pay in about 55% of our taxes total? 55% of our income total we pay in taxes between income tax, between the federal tax, the income tax, the our food tax, our sales tax, I should say. Sorry, sales tax. Between all those taxes, taxes on your property, all those taxes you pay in 50 to 55% of your income total to the government. 50 to 55% total. Okay, the average. Let's do the math. The average American, we said the average income is $66,000, right? 500. Hey Siri, what is half of 66,500?
It's 33,250.
Thank you, Siri.
Don't mention it.
Oh, I won't. So, you heard the number. What was it? 33,000? So each person pays in 33,000 per year. Hey Siri, how many people live in America? Hey Siri, how many people live in America?
In 2024, the population of the United States was 340,110,000.
340,110,000. What is 340,110,000 times 33,000?
It's approximately 1.1223 times 10 to the 13th power.
Okay. It's so much fucking money. It's so much fucking money that Siri couldn't even do the math. I think it's something $1 trillion a year. Trillions. So where's it? Why is my government broke? Why am I broke? Why is my economy fucked? What is going on? Where's it all going? Where's it all at? Where's it all at? We have paid in enough money to where everybody could have a free house and nobody would ever have to be homeless. We have paid in enough fucking money at this point to where everybody should have free healthcare, free food, free housing. Oh, that sounds socialist. I don't know what to tell you, man. It sounds socialist. Whatever. I don't care what it sounds like. You know what this sounds like? Sounds like a fucking scam is what it sounds like. The government takes in so much money that it can literally afford to operate. It can afford to operate everything in the government. I want you to listen to this, right? We pay in so much money to the government that not only can it afford to operate, okay? Not only can it afford to operate, operation cost. Not only can it afford to operate, it can afford to send out. Hey Siri, how much money do we send out a year in America?
Here's what I found.
Where's the number? Here's the number. We're looking up the number here. This is why I need a team. Oh, the federal government says 6.9 trillion. That's not sent out. It's not going to tell us, of course not. I forgot. But it has money to send out trillions of dollars a year. If you have money to send out trillions of dollars a year, plus you can operate. Well, that's a lie. I guess it can't afford to operate because Social Security is floundering right now, of course. Of course it's floundering. Why wouldn't it? Like I said, like we reported yesterday, by the year 2030, if Social Security doesn't get more funding, it will then have to cut everybody's funding by 25% by the year 2030. Why? Why is that happening? When we bring in the amount of money I just told you, I just don't get it. I don't understand why we are bringing in this much money, but yet my roads destroy my car. My food is unhealthy. My fellow American citizens go hungry. There's some of my fellow American citizens that end up dying from lack of medication, like can't afford insulin, can't afford blood pressure medicine, can't afford life-saving medicine that they need. My fellow Americans are addicted to drugs because their life before drugs, their lifestyle, their life that they were living before the drugs was so bad that they said, fuck this, dude. I'm going to go do some drugs because I'm just over it. There are a lot of people that have done drugs this year that have never done drugs. Like, you can look it up. It's an actual stat. There are more people who got on drugs this year who have never been on drugs than any other year. Well, probably other than like the 80s and shit. You know how that goes. Yeah, baby. Good old crack. But there's more people on drugs this year than ever because our life is shit in America. Our life is shit in America. If your life is good, I'm glad. If you're having a good time, I'm glad. But over here, I'm struggling, bro, and I work my ass off. I work as many hours as my job will give me, and I beg for more, and I still can't afford to do shit. I still can't afford shit. I got shit that I want to do for content that I can't even afford to do because I can't afford to live. I got a whole ass e-bike over here that I need $100 to get it fixed. And I wanted to use it for content for us, for the stream, for shit like that. And guess what? I can't afford to fix it. It's just like, how do you as an American congressperson, like, you're a senator, a governor, you're a congressperson, right? At one point, before the money and corruption got to you, you see what I'm saying? Like, hear me out. At one point, you were so patriotic and you loved America. You had to be, or you wouldn't have ran for senator, governor, Congress, right? Like, you had to be American. You had to be patriotic. You had to love it. At one point, something changed. And I just don't understand how you could then betray your own country for some money. Just for some money? You betray your whole country over money. I don't understand that. Like, I plan on running for senator. I plan on running for governor or congressperson, one of those, as a step stool to get up to presidency. And I will never trade my country. I will never sell my country out for some money. I don't get that. I love my country more than you people love your significant others. I love America more than some of you love your husbands and wives. I don't think you understand this. I love America so much that I'm willing to go out on a limb like this and say whatever has to be said to get you people to wake up and join my side. I love my country so much that I risk my life every day by saying, fuck Israel. Fuck Israel. Fuck Benjamin Netanyahu. Fuck you guys. You guys are genocidal fucking warlord creeps. Okay? Okay? Christ is king. Christ is Lord. You get that? Just so you know, the same people that use your religion against you over in Israel and say that that's the Holy Land and that if you bless Jewish people, you will be blessed in the afterlife. Those same people that say that shit to you, those same people believe that Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, is in hell, burning in shit and piss and cum. It's written in their Torah. It's written in their book. They believe that. They believe in God, but they don't believe in the Son. They do not believe in Jesus Christ. They think he's a false prophet, and they say that's why he's in hell burning. Anybody who speaks about my Lord that way cannot have my support. Sorry. No. No. You want to deny my Lord and then tell me that you're the chosen holy people by my Lord, but you deny him? I'm not fucking stupid. Okay? I'm not stupid. And neither is my Lord, and neither are the American people, and neither are the followers of the Lord. I'm not a big Jesus guy, I'm not a big God guy, I'm not a big religious guy, but I do love the Lord, and I do love America. I love the both of them. They go hand in hand. And trying to manipulate me and the American people by saying those who bless the Israeli people, God's chosen people, will be blessed, is not only blasphemous, it's downright disrespectful. And you will be handled by the Lord. I hope it was all worth it. A lot of people don't understand. Like, I don't think they understand. They are trading eternal salvation with the Lord for fake monopoly money. Like, think about it. Hear me out, okay? Imagine you're playing a game of Monopoly with your family, right? And they say, your parents go, okay, if you can manipulate the family and steal and cheat and do everything bad during this game, break every rule, right? You can do it all in the game. But for every rule or whatever you break, like you will spend that much time in your room grounded. And then you're like, oh, fuck yeah. And you break so many rules that you spend a whole summer in your room grounded over a game of Monopoly. So you spend like, you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's the equivalent. It's like getting stuck in your room for a whole summer because you wanted to cheat at a board game. That's literally what the equivalent of what they're doing is. And some of you are going to be like, that sounds stupid. That's a dumb example. It does sound stupid. That's how stupid what they're doing is. And with context, doesn't it sound stupid that you would do that? Like, how, it doesn't get any dumber than that, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you can call it a dumb example or whatever, but it's a good example. It's a good example. Any comments? I would love to read some comments here. I see we got 3 people in the chat right now. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I love interaction during the show. I can see you guys. I can see your guys' chats here. So I'd love to have some interaction. I'd love to have some engagement. I love a good talk. I love a good debate. I love the chat. So I'd love to chat with you guys if you'd like to chat with me. Till then, I will keep ranting. Gosh darn right. That's because the Lord put me here for that. And here's another thing. America really is in the spot it's in because of people like Donald Trump. For example, Donald Trump has really done nothing that he said he was going to do to get elected. And it's not because he's lazy. It's not because he's incapable of doing what he said he was going to do. It's neither of those things. The reason why he's not doing anything he said he would do to get elected is because he'll do enough by the end of his presidency where all of the MAGA dick riders who have been sold a huge lie, just like your leftists have been sold a huge lie. You guys have both been sold a huge lie. I hate both of you. We can go over it in a minute, but he'll do just enough to where the MAGA dick riders will celebrate and cheer him on, say he was the best president to ever live, blah, 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 blah. Just in time, for the next election, where they're going to push the fuck out of J.D. Vance. Why are they going to push the fuck out of J.D. Vance? Well, J.D. Vance is funded by Palantir. He's funded by Lockheed Martin. Vance is funded by every single corporation that runs America. It almost feels like it's inevitable that J.D. Vance will be the 48th president of the United States of America. I'd really like to be the 50th. I'm not going to lie to you. That'd be really cool. But that's neither here nor there. It's actually right here. It's neither here nor there. It's actually over there. I'm so stupid. Sorry. But no, they're going to push J.D. Vance just like they pushed him to become the vice president, which didn't make sense either because he literally said Trump was like a new age Hitler. He would never support Trump. Trump's a piece of shit. But then he's his vice president now. And the only reason why he's the vice president is because Palantir said that Peter Thiel, the Antichrist, Peter Thiel, he said that the only way he would fund Trump's campaign is if J.D. Vance was his vice president. And the reason why I say Peter Thiel is the Antichrist, guys, is because literally Peter Thiel, who makes AI, he makes AI systems and drones, like attack drones that they use in war, and AI systems that run it. Okay, there's AI systems that you and I have access to and are fun and then there are literal trained motherfucking murdering machines, and that's what Palantir makes. That's not what makes him the Antichrist. What makes him the Antichrist, dude, this guy has, oh my god, this guy is evil. He literally talks about how he has an obsession with the Antichrist, how he has an obsession with just like studying that type of stuff. Guys, he's a bad guy. He's a piece of shit guy. He's not good. He is the Antichrist. He makes weapons specifically to kill women and children in Gaza. It's what's going on over there is really gross, guys. It's really gross, and I hate to see it. But what's even worse than what they're doing by weakening America, by siphoning our taxpayer money and using it to commit genocide in Gaza, they're weakening us militarily by taking all of our tanks, our planes, and all that over there. They're weakening us financially by having us... You know what's crazy is we're not even in a single war, but it feels like we have a wartime economy. And you know why it feels like we have a wartime economy? Because we're funding 2 wars. We're funding the Ukrainian and Russian war. Honestly, probably both sides of that, realistically, we're probably sending more money to Russia than you know. And we're funding the fucking Israel and Gaza. That's not even a war. It's just Israel genociding the fuck out of Gaza. What's left of it. There's literally nothing. It's nothing but rubble. We're funding that too. Why are we funding 2 wars while not being at war? And why are we funding a country that has enough fucking stability to be able to wage war on another country? If you can wage war... If you have the ability as a country to start a war, to wage war on another country, then you don't need my taxpayer money as aid. You don't need my taxpayer money as military jets, tanks, and fighter pilots. You don't need that. If you're waging war, if you are starting war on other countries and genociding women and children and starving them to death and laughing as you do it, sniping children as they run up to get a crumb of food after walking 5 fucking miles one way. If you are doing that, then you don't need my American funding any further. I'm done. I'm done. Do you get it? I'm done. We are done. We're not doing it any longer. It is sick what is happening in Israel. And there's a lot of you in America that will fucking justify it by saying, oh, well, they attacked them first on October 7th. Yes, a one-day attack by a fucking Israeli government-funded terrorist group called Hamas. Hamas was created by Israel and America, and it's literally documented. You're not slick. We see your game. When you run the same fucking play, when you run HB toss 60 times in a row on Madden 07, don't be surprised when I fucking sack you at the line of scrimmage because I know your play. When you run the same fucking propaganda and lies time after time after time, turns out we just know that you're lying and running the same lie. We're done eating shit. Get over it. We're done. We're done. It's bullshit. It's money laundering. What it is. It's Benjamin Netanyahu. It's Benjamin Netanyahu literally just trying to avoid being prosecuted for being a war criminal. It's him trying to avoid an election so that he can't be fucking replaced because nobody really in Israel, none of the citizens like him. None of the citizens really like Israel. It's the government, and there's a lot of the Knesset that doesn't like him either. But there's a good amount of people in Israel that do back him. And that's why he still has power. And that's why he's still able to wage war. And that's why he's waging war, because you can't have an election at wartime in Israel. That's their laws. And then you get to Ukraine. Ukraine could have been ended multiple times. But guess who did not want to end it? Zelensky. Zelensky wanted to keep going because he was winning. He wasn't winning. He was never winning. He was never winning. Russia was just losing. Okay? In that situation, Ukraine was not winning. Russia was losing. Russia was making bad moves, bad strategic plays, and they were just not spending the money they should have been in the war if they were serious about it. If Russia was serious about that war, they could have went in and took Ukraine in one day. But they didn't. And here's my thing. It starts to feel more and more like money laundering whenever Ukraine had taken back everything but like one territory that they were fine with losing. Like, they had accepted, we're going to lose this. Like, when they knew Russia was going to attack, they were like, we're going to lose this. We already know that. They had regained almost all but that one place. And instead of calling to a ceasefire and ending the Russian war, the Russian-Ukrainian war, and ending the fucking bloodshed that has been plaguing that area for a long time, he then would not accept the terms of the peace treaty and pushed that war on so much longer than it needed to be. That's why Trump was hostile towards him whenever he came and visited. And I get that. I would have been hostile too, because it's bullshit. You're letting you're letting fucking innocent people die over land. Over land. Land, and then them money laundering. Obviously, it's money laundering. Zelensky's taking all that fucking aid and that way, whenever he's no longer president, he's going to take his little ass out to the Bahamas or the Cayman Islands and go hang out for the rest of his life, enjoying all that fucking money he pocketed of American taxpayer money. That's what Zelensky's been doing. And here's my thing. Here's what kind of fucked me up is whenever Zelensky came back and he was going to see Trump at Mar-a-Lago, Trump was kissing this guy's ass. Kissing this guy's ass. He was nicer than Zelensky than I've ever seen him be to any other leader. Well, why the sudden change, Donald? What happened? What happened, Donald? I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. I don't buy none of this shit. It's all just a bullshit fucking show. All of it. Israel owned U.S. Israel not even a part of NATO for us to be supporting them the way we are. Exactly. They're not a part of NATO. We should not be supporting them like that. They don't register under FARA. AIPAC doesn't register under FARA. That's why my new shit, it's not left versus right anymore. I want you to understand. It's no longer left versus right. It's now the American people versus AIPAC. If these people take a penny from AIPAC, they do not get your vote. I don't care if they're red, I don't care if they're blue, I don't care if they're orange, I don't care if their body radiates fucking aura. If they take money from AIPAC, you do not vote for them. And if you're a Republican and the Republicans won't put a fucking candidate up that isn't taking money from AIPAC, then you let Republicans lose power. If you're a Democrat and the Democrats won't put a candidate that's not taking AIPAC money, you let the Democrats lose power. Once you realize that it doesn't matter who's in power, red or blue, and you realize it matters who's in power, AIPAC or not AIPAC, that's when they lose control of you and me, and you and I regain the control that was taken from us in 1913 on Jekyll Island. This is the only way you and I can go back to winning. Do you want to win? I want to win. Because all I've done is lose. And I've had enough losing. Nate, thank you for your comment. I really appreciate that. You're exactly right, and it's honestly some great insight. Oh, different time than Israel, the Bible talking about is the Israel today. Exactly. They're not talking about, right. You're 100% right on that as well, Nate. I didn't see your first comment. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate both of them. They mean a lot to me. Thank you. I appreciate any comment, any view, any like, any share. Anything like that means the world to me, because it means you're opening your eyes and you're joining the movement. And you're pushing our movement further. It's not just my movement. I'll just be the talking head. I don't care. I want to start a political party that is called America Only. Ready? Look. I'm gonna run out of paper. I'm gonna run out of paper with all this nonsense I'm over here doing. Ready? The new political party. Ready? The American Only. America. only party. It's a party. It's a party. The American only party. American only party. America only party. That is the party I want to start. America only. Not America first. America only. Yuki. What are you doing, sweetheart? What do we think about the America only party? What do we think in the comments, y'all? What do we think about that one? I think the American only party would go hard. Not independent, not Republican, not Democrat. Democrat. It would be America only. I'm not sure if you have to like go through anything special to register a party, but I really would like to do an America only party. And if you take money from APAC, you're not allowed to be in the America only party at all. Ever. Ever. I don't care if you took $1,000 10 years ago. No. No. I don't care if you took money and you gave it back. No. You're not allowed in my party. America only. Not America first. America only. I've had enough. Because you motherfuckers say America first, and then you don't do America first. If I say America only, then the first minute you do something that's not America, it's obvious. Because America only, bro. No exceptions. Hey, did you know that Israel says we're their greatest ally, but they have this huge port over there? They have this huge port where they take in goods, and they take in goods and stuff, and China actually runs that and gets the benefits of running that. China. Not America. China. You know, you'd really expect that maybe your greatest ally would run your port and reap the rewards, maybe. But no, not your greatest ally. Instead, it is a China. China is who you allow to operate the port. It just, none of it makes sense anymore, folks. None of it makes sense anymore. And I don't know. That's why I felt the need to have to do this. I have to do America's Daily Audit. I have to make these videos. That's why I make the silly little drinks before work, because I have to gain traction. I have to get Bryce Green. I have to get Bryce Green out there. I have to get my name out there. I have to. Or we're going to lose. We're going to die. America will not make it to its 300th birthday. Like, legitimately, if term limits are not repealed, if money going out to other nations is not curtailed, if immigration is not fixed and repaired, if the war on drugs is not ended, and drugs are not then, regulated by the government, America won't make it to see 300. We won't make it to see we will not make it to see to the age of 300. We just won't. I mean, it's bad where we are. Where we are is bad, and it worries me. And everybody else is worried too. If you think everything is good, you're wrong. Everything's actually not good. The reason why precious metals are up is because people are separating their money from the American dollar. It's as simple as that. Everyone is separating their money from the American dollar. Why are they doing that? Because they do not have faith that the American dollar is going to survive any longer. And that's not good. It's not good at all. I'm just a little worried, folks. I'm a little worried. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what we can do past just rallying together, but it's hard to get people to rally together. A lot of people don't want to rally. A lot of people just want to talk. A lot of people just want to say they care or pretend they care and then they do nothing. Or in fact, they do worse than nothing. They continue to support companies that support the countries that are tearing us down from the inside. They continue to support the left versus right, Democrat versus Republican division bullshit. They continue to support the black versus white versus Hispanic bullshit. I've never had a problem with a black person. I've never had a problem with a Hispanic person. I've never had a problem with any of those types of people. I have problems with people who are disrespectful. I have problems with people who are rude, who steal, who lie, who cheat. I have problems with Eddie Guerrero. I have problems with Eddie Guerrero. No, no, but you know what I mean. Like those are the people I have problems with. The people that come to America to do bad. The people that come to America with bad intentions. Those are the people I don't like. I have no problems with immigrants at all. In fact, immigrants work hard and they do their best to live this American dream. But they can't live. Immigrants can't live the American dream when they're coming here illegally and they're getting ripped off by their own people, former immigrants who made it legally. They get ripped off by those people. They'll come in, they'll hire those people under the table, and they'll let them work. They'll work them a week straight, and then they'll go, oh, I'm not going to pay you, or I'm only going to pay you this much, and it's way less than they should be getting paid. But they have no recourse. They have no way to fix this because they can't go to the police. The police will have them fucking deported quite immediately. And that issue was so bad. I've addressed it on this show, but it's so bad that literally here, where I live, there's a restaurant called Play Azul, and they were doing just that. They were hiring illegal immigrants that had come here illegally. They were abusing them. They were paying them very badly or not paying them at all. And their whole staff was illegal immigrants to the point to where the whole building was seized by the government. The whole building is seized by the government because of it. It's bad. Like, I want everyone to have the American dream. But when you're getting paid half of what you're supposed to be, or not paid at all, when you have to look over your shoulder every moment because you're worried you could get deported, when you, like that's not a dream, bro. That's a fucking nightmare. That's the American nightmare. You're not living a dream at all. Like, there's a way to do it. If you want a solution, you can have a solution. And I've said the solution and I'll say it again. The solution is to build hotels. 10, 20, 30 hotels. Hotels. They're basically apartment buildings, right? But they're indoor. They're indoor, okay? And you have your own kitchen, living room, bathroom, all that. The only thing you share is the gym, the swimming pool, the hot tub, the sauna, and all that. Like, this is going to be a nice place because it's going to be a place you'd want to be because you're not prisoner here. We are trying to turn you into an American citizen. So, like I said, we would build 30 hotels. Anybody who is here illegally will come to the hotel. They will stay, whether it's 1 month, 10 months, 12 months, 24 months, 34 months, whatever, however many you need, okay? That's how long you will stay. And you're probably wondering, well, what if they have a home? What if they have a family? What if they have a... Come here. Yuki, come here. Come here. What if they have a car note? What if they have all that? Well, that's simple. We will pay that for them because there's no reason to uproot their life. Come here. Then go away. If you're not letting me hold you, go away. We don't need to uproot their life to get them put into our system because that's the main thing with immigration, right? You just want them in our system so that they're paying their part in taxes, so that they're paying into the system, right? Like, that's the reason we do this. That's the reason why we want them to be legal and not illegal. Sorry, I'm just checking here the broadcast real quick, y'all. But that's the reason why we do it. So if that's the reason why we do it, then why does the solution have to be kicking them out of the country and uprooting their lives? It doesn't have to be. They choose it to be. So you bring them to the hotels, and however long they have to be there, we pay for their rent, their car note, if they have a legal family, kids, wife, whatever, everyone's legal. Then you'll pay for their food, all that. You keep their life intact. They're not going to be fired by their job. None of that. Okay? So then, while they're there at the fucking place, while they're here, there'll be a classroom where they learn English. They learn how to speak English fluently. They learn to become an American. Yuki, quit! Go! Go on! You're right. You can't rub. This is one thing you can't. You can rub on anything else. You can't rub on that. You're going to ruin the broadcast. Hold on, guys. Jesus. I hate when she goes into heat because she's just ridiculous and just rude. Like, ruins everything. There's no need for all that. You need to chill right here with your pops. That's what you need to do. No more rubbing on stuff and ruining the broadcast. We're done with that. Okay. Back to what I was saying. So, there is a solution if you want it. So, you bring them in. Like I said, you teach them English. You teach them to be patriotic. If you're from Mexico and you come to America, you're no longer Mexican. You're no longer, you know what I mean? You have your culture, cool. But, like, that's not your country anymore. You're American. You love America. You can still respect your culture. You can still make tortillas from scratch. All of that, baby. You come from Brazil, same thing. You can still love your soccer. You can still do all that stuff. But your main country is America. You're patriotic for America. You will fight and die for America. That's what being an American is. That's what we're about. You know what I mean? So, you'll come in, and once you do that, like, say you are approved to be a U.S. citizen, right? So, like, you're approved, and you go through all the classes, and you finished everything up, you're about to go back home. Well, now you're a full U.S. citizen, 100% U.S. citizen, right? Like, you cannot have it taken away from you. It cannot be stripped from you. Nothing, bro. Like, nothing. You can kill somebody and you're still a U.S. citizen. You just go to prison like everyone else. The only thing you cannot do is run for office. You cannot run for presidency. You cannot run for anything like that. Nope. Sorry. Too dangerous. Too risky. It's just too risky. So, say though that somebody can't stay. Say they have to be deported because they killed somebody or raped somebody or did something sick in their previous country. Well, we will then have to deport them. They will be given 2 to 3 months to tie up all their loose ends. That means get all their stuff, cut off all their bills, get everything canceled, get everything in order like it would be if you were leaving a country. And then we will help them move their stuff either to Canada or Mexico, wherever they decide to go, and we'll give them $10,000 to get that storage shed or a house. It just helps people get on their feet. It just helps people get on their feet. There's nothing wrong with throwing out $10,000. It is cheaper to do that and give them their little tin and get them out of the country forever than it is to have them running around, undocumented, raping, killing, hurting people. I'm talking about the people who have only done this in other countries. I'm not talking about everyone, okay? Like, don't do that. But the criminals who have done this stuff, there are some that are here that have done that stuff, and they are undocumented. They're running around doing that stuff now, and getting away with it. So it's just like we want to take care of that, and that's how we do that. And there's about 30 million. I've heard there's even 60 million people who are here undocumented. So you then ask, well, what do we do? Because there's a lot that are like homeless or aren't on their feet or aren't doing good, but they'd just rather be homeless here in America than anywhere else. Those people that don't have anything going for them, they would then, what we'd also do is if, say they are accepted still into America, those people who don't have a life that's already set up and going and good, the ones that were like bad on their luck and stuff, we would have a city in Mexico and Canada, but they would be American cities still. They would still be governed by our president. They would still be monitored by Border Patrol and everything but we would have them be in that country so that we could, it's basically like a waiting list, but a city. There would be no you know what I mean, intense drug smuggling. Like I said, by the time I'd want drugs to be regulated by the government. So, like I said, but there would be no cartel shit. Like, it would be good. We would be good in those cities too. Same as America. But it would just be a chance for them to get on their feet. And then, of course, they can sell their house or car or whatever, or sell their house down there that they have if they buy a house down there. And then bring their car in and keep their money. I just want them to get on their feet down there, then come live in America's, like, inner sanctum. You know what I mean? It's better that way. So that would be a good way to, like, slowly introduce people back in after getting their citizenship status as well. I think that'd be a good way to do that. So like I said, if you want solutions to problems, you can get them. You can get legitimate solutions to legitimate problems. But these people don't want that. These people want to keep band-aiding the problem so they can pass it off to the next person who will then have something to run on, who can then band-aid it a little better than the last person, only to not fix it completely. It's sickening. Our founding fathers are legitimately rolling in their graves right now, and I just wish there was something we could do about it. I think I'm going to end it on that note, though. I do appreciate you guys for stopping in. I do work tomorrow. I work 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So I think we'll probably not have a show tomorrow, and then we'll have a show the day after, which will be 1/2/26. Not 1/1, not New Year's, but I'll have it tomorrow. I'll have it on the 2nd, which is, I think it's Friday. It's the Friday the 2nd. So I'll be back Friday the 2nd with a show, and you better be ready because it'll be jam-packed. So I just want to thank everybody who came into the show. I want to thank anybody who commented, anybody who liked, hearted, or shared. If you guys are here, I just want to say, if you like this show, please just get into the habit of liking, hitting the like button a bunch of times. Get into the habit of sharing the show to your friends. That's the best way to get us viewers and to get us more support. I believe, like, this show, listen, this show is purely about America. This is purely American values, and it's purely pushing American patriotism. It's not pushing any hate. It's not pushing anything bad. Just pure American values. If you appreciate that, please just help it grow. Please just help us grow. Please just water the plant I'm growing here. Water it by liking. Water it by sharing. Water it by commenting. Even if you're commenting a dumb little emoji, a heart, or a thumbs up, any comment helps. Any comment puts us into the algorithm. I just wanted to let you guys know that. Once again, I want to thank you guys for showing up to episode 2 of America's Daily Audit. Thank you for sticking with me. It was a little bit of a longer episode. I just want to thank everyone. Thanks for stopping in. I'd like to pray for you guys. I want to say, I pray that any viewer of my show is just blessed with abundance of peace, prosperity, and just overall wealth. And not even just financial, but wealth in the sense of love, in the sense of family, and in the sense of everything that matters. Thank you guys for blessing me with your views and blessing me with your time tonight. I would just like to thank you for being here once again, and thank you for your time. I've been Ghostmon. I've been Bryce Green. I've been browbeaten by Israel. Thank you for coming to America's Daily Audit. And we'll catch you on Friday night, the 2nd of January. Thank you. Said I really got to get a button.